MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
I promise you, it feels like we just left here.
I know. Yesterday, though, felt like the longest day. I mean, me and two of my coworkers left at the same time last night, and it was just like, my gosh. I mean, this day's been forever, and they agreed with me. It was just, I don't know.
Mine was a zip, zip, zip. I do this a few minutes. I do that a minute. I move here a second. It was a lot of news shaping our community yesterday.
Yeah.
Welcome, everyone. It is Friday.
And it's a beautiful day outside. If you have not stepped outside, you need to go enjoy some of the sunshine.
It almost sounded like you were
too.
Fisting to get into the Mr. Rogers thing there for a minute. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, kids.
It is.
Now,
Feels
as
like spring.
we look to Monday, as we keep looking at all these temperatures, things could get ugly Monday. Let me show you this. Finally released, and we've been kind of following this, knowing that bad weather was coming on Monday. The Meridian area, East Mississippi, is at a level 2 now. And here we are. This is the Meridian area taking in all of Clark County and Jasper County across here. Possibility of tornadoes. I want to stress that. Be prepared for this on Monday. This will be Monday afternoon into Monday night. Okay. It's, y'all know, as cold as it's been, 82-degree weather, still in spring.
Yeah.
So
I know but it does feel like spring now.
It's going to be gorgeous this weekend. We're looking today at about 81 for a high, 82 tomorrow. Slight chance of rain. Let's just show our temperatures of what we're expecting, but slight chances of rain over the weekend on Sunday afternoon. And let me pull that up where you'll be able to see here. Here we go. And that's 81, 82 Sunday, and that slight chance of rain there late Sunday night. That's where we've got to watch for storm activity. And then it's back to some 60-degree weather after that. Okay. So something to watch. Be prepared.
Let's hope spring break week, which is week after next.
Is it?
Mm-hmm, it is. For Lauderdale County and our area. I guess probably Mississippi. But anyway, that's when spring break is.
Let's see, tomorrow, downtown Meridian, and the lady that was here with us last week talking about the parade mentioned this event. This is going to be taking place tomorrow in downtown Meridian. As we look at this, it's going to be full moon on 5th taking place. 6 to 9 p.m. is going to be music and a lot of other things going if you want to be downtown Meridian tomorrow night.
Yeah.
The weather will be good for it.
That'd be nice.
I hear there's a crawfish boil getting cooked up possibly will take place in Meridian and not quickly, but I think maybe in May.
Okay. Do you eat crawfish? Are you...
I'm either I can eat it or I can do without it. I'm not one of those that go absolutely nuts over it.
I like crawfish, but I think I would rather have shrimp.
I'm a shrimp man.
Yeah.
Shrimp is good. You pull the heads.
Yeah. I just like, I don't know, shrimp just, it's less the effort for more food and less effort.
It's a lot. Shrimp is so much better if you have a peeler sitting next to you, and their job and their only job is to peel it for you. Instead of like Coming to America wipers, it's shrimpers.
Yeah. That would be called spoiled, I think.
That's what the definition of a good wife. Boy, if you could find your wife that would always peel your shrimp for you, you got it made.
Yeah.
I hadn't found that yet, as y'all can tell. I'm still looking. After 30 years, she ain't caught on to that little trick yet.
I might do it every now and then. If Kurt wanted me to peel his shrimp, I might do that.
You wait till we have our next cooking. I'm going to make sure. She volunteered, Kurt. I'll make sure he knows all about that.
Goodness.
As we begin our morning, good morning to Teresa Short, joining us from the big city of Lost Gap.
That's right. And Kim Carmichael, good morning to you. Patsy Gilmer. Excuse me, Gilmer. I changed your last name. Gilbert.
Oh, Gilbert.
Patsy Gilbert, good morning.
From Chunky, Mississippi, Joyce Gressett jumps in there. From Carmichael, Angela is up and at 'em today. Barbara Vick also.
That's right. Linda Jane Lunsford, happy Friday, she says. Virginia Stokes, good morning. And Anitra Humphreys, good morning.
Oh, see, Margie Lancaster joining us from Pineville. It's all over, locations everywhere. And we can't thank y'all enough for joining us.
Oh, yeah. We've got Bill Reinhardt watching this morning, like every day. He's a watcher of our show every day. Beth Johnson, good morning. And Alan Nicholson, good morning from Toomsuba.
Oh, yeah, Toomsuba like that. Boy, y'all had a mess out there. And we're going to get into what happened in Toomsuba last night. Shucktown is being represented this morning. Also from Alabama, Donald Johnson, thank you for being there.
Shirley Sharp, good morning. And Jane Smith, good morning.
Let's see, we had a few more people jump on there. Causeyville, Karen Palmer, how are you doing?
Laura Afino, good morning. And let's see, Donna White, good morning.
As I mentioned yesterday, tragedy struck the Meridian area, and it took the life of someone. And let me go over here and take a look here and show you what I'm talking about. Let me jump to the right picture here, and I'm out of here we are. This was an accident that happened yesterday. As you look at this was Highway 11 and 80, about dark 30. It was a head-on collision. The person driving this car died in the wreck. Horrible. This is a pickup truck that was also involved in the wreck. Head-on collision. We don't know what caused the wreck, who done what, or how. We just know that a person has died. The other person in critical condition. That was a hard lick.
Yeah.
So condolences to both of these families involved in this.
It's awful.
They have a lot to deal with this morning. You know, that goes back to that old saying there of when you leave home, you never know when you might not come back.
That's right. Yeah. That's so sad, though. I mean,
We had an accident early this morning out by NAS Meridian. Somebody was trapped in their car. It was a two-car accident. John C. Stennis Drive, where Chip Pickering Drive runs into that. And that is right up there by the gates is where that is.
okay.
Here's NAS Meridian, and this is a road right here that runs into John C. Stennis.
Yeah. So it was right at the Pickering Road?
Yeah, right there. A lot of folks from the Sam Dale Volunteer Fire Department had to get up early and go help out with that. I have not heard back on conditions, but that was a little after 6 a.m. or right at 6 a.m. this morning that occurred.
So they're okay.
We do hope so.
Goodness.
Be careful. And, you know, while we're on the wreck thing, let's just go ahead and go down here and talk about this at Bonita yesterday. We had what started out that I thought was just going to be a little fender bender turned into so much more. Traffic was shut down for a while. And this is going to be at the intersection if you're going up to the mall. Right here is Trucker Supply in this picture. This would be the back way in up to Sam's and takes you around to where McDonald's is right here, behind McDonald's.
Yes.
As you look closer at this, pretty bad wreck. It was a F-250 and a minivan. And we all know a F-250 is a lot bigger than a minivan.
Yeah. Goodness. I hope everybody is okay in that also. That's scary.
Folks who passed by reported to me they were doing CPR on someone there, and they were pretty banged up and taken alive, but banged up pretty bad. So
there's been so many wrecks.
Well, you brought up to me the wreck we had the other day up from that one.
Yeah, it was at the Willow Ridge apartment, right entrance area.
Yeah.
Goodness.
And this also yesterday morning, Highway 16, which is west of where, in Neshoba County, west of where the casinos are. This was the scene there yesterday. Wow. It's been one little fender bender after another in our area.
It has. And I don't know we don't know what the cause of these accidents are, but.
Spring in the air, no way to tell.
No. We've got a couple of more people popped on. Amy Turner Barrett, good morning from Robertsdale, Alabama. Let's see, and Angela Dunnican, she's telling Bill Reinhardt good morning.
I don't know what they got going on there, but good morning to all of y'all there.
Jackie Thompson's saying good morning and happy Friday from Union, Mississippi.
Got to have some good mornings there.
That's right.
I brought this up earlier this morning. Maybe it's time for a huge build yourself a neighborhood watch program. And let me show you the picture of what I'm talking about. This is Highway 493. This is going to be Poplar Springs Drive that goes back in here. And this is that subdivision right off of Poplar Springs Drive. Somewhere around 20 gunshots happened last night. And I don't have an exact amount, but 20 to 30 is what I started getting text. All right, it was dark. To our knowledge, no one was hurt, but there's no way that 30 shots were fired in a neighborhood that something didn't get hit somewhere, some way. That's not good. We cannot have this in our neighborhoods going on. It's time to put a stop for it. If you got cameras, you live in that area, see what you got, and report this to police. That kids live in these neighborhoods.
I know. It's scary. It's scary that you feel like you can't even let your kids go out in the yard and play anymore, without worrying about them.
And this is bad news. You can be killed in your bedroom.
Right.
Now, let's go over a few more places. Not everybody, just because, and I released the police report, and they report each day to where they may not have found evidence of it. It doesn't mean that it didn't happen, that shots weren't fired. It just means that they didn't find any evidence, anything getting hurt. Mm-hmm. We had shots overnight, the 2500 block of 45th Avenue. We had shots fired, 1000 block of Grandview Avenue last night. Marion Road Apartments, at least 7 shots last night. 10th Avenue and 18th Street, shots were fired. And then around 8 p.m., 11th Avenue and 63rd Street, that's right there, what I just showed there. Minimum of 20 shots. That was 8 p.m. That's before you go to bed. What were they doing? Why were they shooting in there? Check your cameras anywhere from 7:30 to 8:15 if you live in that neighborhood. And let's see if we can't get a car and a picture.
I wonder if the cameras that were installed when the previous police chief were in, I wonder if they're still intact and still running, downtown.
Good question. There's been a lot of arguments over the cameras. We've heard that there were going to be more cameras added. I don't know the answer to that. It'd be good to know that.
Yeah.
A few things that went on overnight. Let me see what else we had happen last night. I mentioned this earlier, and somebody reported this. Doesn't mean anything happened, but somebody did see something that was suspicious. 2 gentlemen jumped out of a BMW yesterday with rifles. They ran down a hill, stayed a few minutes, and come back. Now, the person that reported doesn't know if they went down there and shot something or what they were doing, but it was 22nd Street and 30th Avenue. That's where that went on. If you live in that neighborhood, be on the lookout for that. We had a fire reported at George Reese apartment. Smoke was boiling out. They got everything under control. No one was hurt. Tell you, this fire department, whether it's Meridian, NAS, volunteer, y'all work hard at this.
Yes, you do. We're, so proud that you do that for us. I mean,
also we report each day. We give you a fire run report. All you got to do is look for this on our page here, and this will take you to, and you can take a look at what happens with the fire department. There you go. This is as it pulls up there. You go to sammedia.network, and here it is, fire run report, and it explains everywhere that they ran the day before.
Yes.
If you like keeping up with that, I do. I thought we'd start sharing that.
Yeah.
We might have a Candace report long. Where was she?
I hope not.
A tracker, so to speak.
No, but we do really appreciate the first responders because they've been busy lately.
Now, as we talk about this, I can't do what I do without y'all. Y'all make this show every day, all day long by giving me information, whether it's pictures, just a quick note of, hey, something's happening here. If you got a picture, send it to me. We appreciate it. We share that with others as to what's going on in our community, no matter where it is, whether it's Neshoba County, Winston County. We want these things to share, and we do appreciate you taking the time to do that with us. So much goes on.
Without you.
No.
That's for sure.
Already Monday morning, 8:14. Can you believe it's that far into this?
But it's not Monday, it's Friday.
Did I say Monday?
Yeah, you know how somebody says, shut your mouth, it ain't Monday.
I said Monday?
Speaking.
Boy.
Yes, Friday.
Yeah, I meant to say Friday.
Friday, the weekend. We're so glad. I think you're thinking about the weekend's probably going to fly by and then it's going to be Monday.
Whatever it is, I said it wrong.
No, it's okay.
Rump row.
Yeah.
Good to straighten me out there. Y'all stay close. We've got a lot more coming up this morning as we begin this Friday. I said it right.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville has these great savings this week. Mississippi sweet potatoes, 69 cents a pound. Florida strawberries, $2.99. Heinz squeezable ketchup, 32 ounce, $3.49. Skippy peanut butter, 16.3 ounce, 2 for $5. Baby back ribs, $5.99 a pound. And certified Angus beef top sirloin steak, $7.49 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need, with a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian.
On June 30th, 2021, the FDA alerted the public that Philips recalled certain CPAP devices due to concerns regarding its polyester-based polyurethane sound abatement foam. This is a Class 1 recall, the most serious type of recall. Use of these devices may cause serious injuries or death. If you're diagnosed with long-term, permanent, and life-threatening health complications, your illness may be linked to your use of a Philips breathing device, and you may be entitled to compensation. Call Richard Swartz & Associates for a case evaluation today.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. And don't forget, if you own a business, the Meridian Police Department would like you to join their program, BAN. It's a downtown program. Once they get more people involved, they will break it up into areas of town. And it's basically to keep you informed of what's going on in our city.
It's a good thing.
Conference call coming up this morning at 11:30. I'll be a part of that. If you'd like to know more about it, there's search that Meridian Police Department. Be glad to tell you about it and let you join that.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Especially if you're working downtown, you want to know.
Yeah, what the criminals are up to.
That's right.
A little
Be
network
aware.
there. As I have figured out that it's Friday, I'm all on this now. Boy, y'all sit back and be ready for this. Yesterday also, I got a call from last night about 9 o'clock from Eric Clark, the sheriff of Neshoba County. They made an arrest yesterday. And I talked about that this morning. There's nothing worse than you working and somebody trying to steal your stuff. They were caught. As we look at this, this is also on our website at sammedia.network. You can go there and read all about this. Neshoba County, you know where they're building the new bridge up 19 toward Philadelphia?
Past house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in the Tucker community. A guy was working there. His car was parked on the side of the road, and another guy noticed someone jump in his car. They stole it. So he jumped in his truck, followed them as far as he could, and he called the sheriff's department and said, hey, this is going on. And then a car chase pursuit, high-speed pursuit. They were trying to get away. And it turns out it was a woman.
Really?
29 years old. We'll get her picture here in a little while from Eric, and we'll show you that. But Johanna McMillan, 29 years old, thought she'd take somebody else's car without asking.
Huh.
She's in a little cell this morning up in Neshoba County.
Give her a little time to think about what she did.
Just wrong to do that.
Yeah, that is wrong. People just seem to think they can just do what they want to do, though. Take what they want to take. People work hard for it.
Neshoba County, they don't put up with it anymore. They're after the bad guys, and they want tips as well. You know something going on there. Be all about it and get in touch with Eric. He'll be glad to hear from you.
I think many people are sick of, they're not going to put up with it either anymore. I think you're going to come up on the wrong person, and might be your last little theft.
As we go to Jackson, Mississippi, we found out this morning that the state of Mississippi has passed something. Mississippi has passed a bill to ban critical race theory throughout the state of Mississippi. That's been a lot of talk about that. It is finally done here. We'll get the who, what, and whens of it, but the bill passed 74 to 43 yesterday.
That's good.
Now,
I just hope they don't try to still slip it in there and call it something else. You know what I'm saying?
I do, but I don't know how to expand upon that.
Right. But that is a good start right there. It's a good thing.
Buddy's Law failed. That did not make it through. We do hope that is brought back up to where anybody that mistreats animals, like we saw poor Buddy burned almost to death, and that child, where they could do a psychological evaluation of somebody that does mean things like that. But that failed. The teacher pay raise still kind of in limbo out there. We'll see what happens with that. Teachers deserve it.
They do. They do deserve a pay raise. They deserve a lot more than what they get for what they do.
And if you have no idea, make an appointment with a school and ask them if you can sit in a classroom for about 20 minutes and watch what a teacher goes through. Woo. I could not do it. I respect it. Just like the first responders, there's jobs that I could not do.
Right.
And
I mean, it's just crazy that it's crazy in this country that you can throw a football or a baseball, make millions, but you can instill values and teach our children and even first responders that take care of everybody else, keep them safe, and try to treat them if they're, sick. And they don't make nearly enough.
That's true.
Nearly enough. So
I always think back to that scene from Bobby Boucher, the water boy, when he goes and speaks to the kids at the football clinic. And I forget who the character was that was a real football player. And Bobby Boucher speaks and he goes, "Kids, this is why you don't do drugs." I always remembered that lie because he said something that made absolutely no sense.
yeah.
Mama said you the devil. Listen to your mama sometimes. Boy, Lindsey Graham will probably get a lot of flack across the United States when other parts of the countries as well, as he says the Brutus of Russia needs to be taken out and urges for the assassination.
Yeah.
That's not going to fly well in some circles, but he calls it just like he thought it. There was even somebody that put out a bounty yesterday.
Yeah, somebody had put a $1 million bounty on Putin, I guess, for
Putin.
somebody to take care of business. That's why I'm gonna put it like that. But no, what Lindsey Graham was saying, he was saying that since the Russian forces or whatever have hit the nuclear power plant,
It's on fire.
yeah, and pretty much they've taken control of it. That was considered a war crime. And also they're using munitions that are not even, that have been banned, certain kind of bombs that can just incinerate somebody. I mean, incinerate anything around it.
I'll pass this on. Bad guys don't follow rules.
No, they don't.
They don't listen to what people, just like in our area.
Mm-hmm.
Do bad guys care that there's a law that says you can't shoot within the city limits? Nope. They're going to do what they want. They will do however. And Putin is that guy. He is that bully on the playground until they're stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Could we be drug into a war? We absolutely can. We hope not, but it is kind of close. We all know that. It's kind of like the redheaded stepchild, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
It's there. Nobody wants to talk about what's going on, but it's right in front of us. It's that close.
Yeah.
And probably that statement is no longer considered a politically great statement. But
Well, they were just saying that if he is let go, if he is successful in taking over the, Ukraine, then he's not going to stop there.
no,
And then other countries will follow suit, is what he says.
we're looking into this as it would be drug into Israel and a lot more places. Florida took another step yesterday, a big step. This is going to make those on the left mad, mad, mad. They have banned abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. It does have a few exceptions to where if you were raped, incest, or human trafficking were involved, that something could be done. But overall, Florida took a big stand on the murder of children. There's no other way to word that. You can candy coat things, but it is murder.
Yeah.
So Florida, dishonest, making people happy there as well. America did get there first. I brought this up this morning also, the F-35 that crashed where China was trying to get to it to get our technology.
Right.
We got there first.
Well, that's good. That's good that they found that.
I was at 12,000 feet deep is where it was in that ocean. You got to have some pretty serious equipment to bring something back up.
Yeah. How they do what they do.
You would not want that in the hands of the enemy. That's for sure.
Especially
Amazon.
right now.
Yes. You team those two together and you got a really bad case. Then what's Kim Jong, what's his name? Kim Jong. Yeah, him. He's been very quiet lately.
Yeah.
Guess he's been hanging out eating French fries and talking to Dennis Rodman in his time off.
You think? I don't know.
They were buddies at one
That's
time
crazy to me. It just seems like a unlikely pair
there. It does.
to be friends.
We talked about the 22-year-old yesterday, the soccer player that they found dead in her apartment. They said that they did not believe it to be homicide by any means. Turns out it was suicide. As 22 years old, why would it was a self-inflicted wound? That's awful. And here's her picture. Her family's in mourning, of course.
So sad.
There
We
is
hear this way too often now, And like I've said many times, you do not know what battle somebody is fighting within themselves. You just don't know.
And then you've got the coward, like we watched the other day, where the dad went in on a visit that was watched at a church, kills his children and kills himself. That's a coward. I don't care how you slice that. We brought this up. Things are supposed to get even worse. And I was talking to someone yesterday. If you live in Meridian or you live in Enterprise, Mississippi, you come to work, you go back home. At the current rate of gas, and if you didn't go somewhere else and shop, but if you lived in Enterprise and travel back and forth to Meridian, $80 for 5 days is what it will roughly cost you to drive your car. That's nowhere down the road from us.
Yeah.
$80. You think about the people that have to travel further. What this is doing to the average guy who makes $400 or $500 a week and trying to put food on the table for his family, pay the electric bill, insurance, and everything else that goes. $5 gasoline is coming, whether we like it or not. I paid $3.40. I've already gotten messages of $3.60 scattered across Meridian this morning. We're going to post some pictures of this in a little while.
I think people, it may and it may not slow down people from like traveling as much, other than to work and home.
But the bad part about this is everything
travel.
else is going to be affected. Your food prices, as they deliver it, are going to get hiked. Your lumber price, anything that you buy is shooting through the roof now. It's going to affect you in one way or the other.
Yeah, groceries. It's crazy how much stuff's gone up. I just kind of hold my breath.
You better
Before I go up there to the checkout, I'm like, oh.
And I've got a story.
I have an anxiety attack.
It will, but I got a story coming up where Biden still will not ban Russian oil. He's still buying that. Can you believe that? Oh, wait a minute. We got a bunch of oil wells right here in the United States. Huh.
And there's something, the Manchin bill, Joe Manchin.
Joe's trying to
introduced a bill that he wants to be passed, and it's to drill our own oil, though, to pick up and drill our own.
I remember a time when it was called TRUMP, and all that was fixed, and gas was $1.69 a gallon. Yeah. Ring how that could be fixed. Oh, maybe in November.
I just don't understand why they're so against us drilling in our own country. I don't understand. It's the craziest thing to me that they wouldn't do that. That should be the first
I have several thoughts on that. Is this a push to where it pushes you to these electric cars? Well, there's still fuel involved in operating these plants that build all this stuff. Mm-hmm. But these electric cars, on average, are $85,000.
Yeah, and I'm so sick of hearing about an electric. I mean, that is the stupidest thing. I'm sorry. It just is. Not everybody wants an electric car. If you want one, more power to you.
It's
no pun intended.
It's a mess. We don't know where all this is going. But fuel is out of sight.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, though. Just like we said the other day, what if when all those people were trapped on that highway, and ran out of gas and were sitting there? I mean, you can bring a little thing of gas and put in your tank and be able to move. Who's going to bring a charger if you ran out of, all these people were in electric cars?
Yep.
How are you going to charge them all? It's crazy.
We'll see. 19 children were hurt yesterday. California is where we go for our next headline. They were in a daycare. As you well know, you take your kids to daycare. You certainly don't want them to be hurt. But a car lost control and ran through the daycare. 19 kids were taken to the hospital. Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody's serious, but can you imagine getting that phone call? That's a headline out there today. The United States government made a big bust yesterday. Those bad guys that live across the border that want drugs into the United States. I think their name is called the cartel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had $2.9 million worth of drugs hidden in onions. How do you do that? I don't know, but here we go. Here's a picture of it after they made that big bust. You could not pay me to be an agent at these borders or an inspector. Uh-huh. Can you imagine? Because the cartel knows every one of them by name and who their family members are. Mm-hmm. And if you don't think, they contact them and say, if this doesn't go through, we're coming after you. Yeah. Some jobs ain't worth it. That would be one of those. And who's going to protect you? Oh, yeah, we defunded most people, and the government doesn't back up police officers. And you wonder why crime is high. That's scary. That truly is. Here's some good news. Out in New York City yesterday, they had been trying for about 3 to 4 years to get rid of the NRA. Mm-hmm. The New York Attorney General has been after them. Well, they were turned down yesterday. A judge rejected it, and they're not going to be able to put the NRA out of business like they wanted to. If I'm not mistaken, the NRA is going to be moving to Texas. Am I right? The headquarters?
I think that's what I heard a while back, but
I'd have to double check that, but I want to say, the best of my memory, that is what's coming up with that in the near future. So that's kind of good news there. So something to think on that.
yeah.
Let's see. The weekend brings about with all this sunshine means you'll probably stumble into your yard and go, look at all those weeds. Mm-hmm. Then the next thing you know, Kurt's going to have a truck and headed down to the farm supply where, yes, you have to buy stuff to work in the garden. They got all that.
That's right. Mulch, plants,
Yeah.
fertilizer.
It really does make your house look better to have that flower bed looking better. Whether you're looking for clothing to work in or, well, you just need a T-shirt. They got all of this and so much more, including those comfortable overalls, ball caps. As you go through there, it's a one-and-all store for you at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. And, of course, even when the power goes out, you need a flashlight. Always have them. Check your batteries. They got plenty of those there for you as well. If you need insecticides to be ready for spring, knock out some stuff. Work boots. Woo! Whole heap of those there, comfortable as well. Shovels, they got those. Maybe you broke a handle. When's the last time you done that?
Yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah.
It's real aggravating.
Your axe is still good. Just get that handle replaced. Pet supplies and candles, you'll find it all, from skillets and fertilizer and, well, feeding those horses and cows. Guns and ammo, you'll find it all at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Visit them today. Find out why so many people drop in.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike and Jake have years of experience of dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. Those two names that you just saw there might be good folks to know when it comes to Monday, as we have that severe threat of some weather there. Whether if you need a tree cut, Mike, come on out. His wife mixes up some chainsaw gas and puts it in his hand every day. He says, go, honey. Jeans all over that.
I hope we don't get bad weather, but
I'm afraid
keep
we
our
are.
fingers crossed.
It's in the forecast. We'll see how it does there. As it gets closer, I'll be able to tell you more about it. So always check back often, and we'll keep you up to date with the very latest there with radar street-by-street coverage as it gets near you. Well, as we go back and look at things that happened on this date, the only time in history this ever happened, a president gets elected. He was a guy that was of the people, for the people, and he thought, well, let's invite everybody over to the White House and have a little punch this afternoon. It went wild. 1829 was the year. They were tearing down the drapes. They knocked out a few windows at the White House. The lawn had donkeys and all types of things running loose on it. And Andrew Jackson would learn that that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
He couldn't let his people up in the big White House. They tore it apart.
Just like partying tore it
Oh, yeah.
apart, or we're just trying to tear it apart?
No, they had too much to drink.
Yeah.
One thing led to another, and they got so many people crammed in there that one pushed somebody else, and they got knocked out the window. And it was bad.
My goodness.
He meant well by it, but it didn't turn out so well there. There ain't been another one since. Open house. It was this date in 1861 that would probably cause some issues that would lead to, well, some folks going, I don't want to be a part of y'all no more. 1861, Abe Lincoln would be inaugurated on this day. And if you go back in history and look at the pictures, there is a picture of that inauguration. He's standing here, and up on the balcony is John Wilkes Booth. Historians have found him in the picture. How weird that is. Oh, Abe. He wasn't a handsome fellow, was he?
It was not.
Mary didn't have anything to worry about. 1960, America's couple would be divorced on this date, and it would never be the same.
Yeah.
I think people looked at them as the perfect couple up until then. Who am I talking about? Lucy and Desi. They divorced on this date.
They were still friends, though, right?
They
After
were,
that.
but the
Yeah,
TV
that's
show went to just Lucy, and it was a whole.
Yeah.
because he couldn't speak very well, and I always found it funny when he'd get upset.
Yeah.
Great show.
It was a good
and I got
show.
a few things out of order, but we'll jump to 1994. And who doesn't remember this guy? John Candy passed away on this date back in 94.
I know, he was so funny. The Great Outdoors.
Yeah, I forgot about that
movie.
one. Uncle Buck. Was he also in Trains, Planes, and Automobiles with Steve Martin? Was he in that one?
Maybe so. I think
he was
maybe.
in Home Alone.
Yeah, he was in that. He had a little, what do you call it, a cameo or
Yeah.
something? Yeah. Where he was, they gave the mother a ride.
Yeah.
He had a band or something.
I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah.
They said that he ad-libbed that whole thing.
Really? He was good. I mean, you could watch him on like The Tonight Show or something, any of those like late night shows, and he just was funny. I mean, I just liked him so much. I hate that he passed away.
I've read a lot about this, and I want to say they said he had $20 in his pocket on this day back in 1983. He'd been through a pretty rough period there, and George Jones would finally make a decision that in the long run would change his life. He married Nancy on this day, and she did. She took all his liquor away and, well, made his life miserable there for a little while, and he'd have to ride lawnmowers to town to get liquor. But
That's desperate right there. You get on a lawnmower and go.
he got a DUI for that, you remember?
Did he?
Yeah, pulled him over on his lawnmower.
Goodness.
But George would prevail, and she straightened him out. Lived a longer life due to her. A lot of thanks to her.
Glad he didn't veer off in somebody's yard and just decide to start cutting the grass.
The Georgia Satellites, I want to say he made a cameo, Keep Your Hands to Yourself. I want to say he made or was it, no, it was Hank Williams Jr., going to have a party tonight. All my rowdy friends are coming over. He made a cameo in the lawnmower.
Oh, yeah. I do remember he was in a video.
Driving that lawnmower with a beer. Oh, George. It would be 2001, and maybe you saw the episode of Married with Children where they were going to make a special appearance down at the shoe store. Women were going nuts because the Village People were coming. This one passed away in 2001. His name was Glenn Hughes. I don't know what character that was supposed. What?
I don't know either. He looks kind of like a motorcycle dude or something.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
He passed away on this date back in 2001, if you're a big fan of the YMCA. Did they do anything else?
I don't know.
That's really
I
it,
just
isn't it?
remember.
It was 96 that you would wake up and we would lose this jewel of a woman. You would know her from the Grand Ole Opry. You'd know her from Hee Haw and just about every comedy show that ever existed. And she toted her price tag just so that you would know what it cost. Who are we talking about?
Minnie Pearl.
Sarah
She
Cannon.
was very educated, too.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
You almost would know it was the same person.
I don't know if she had many degrees or like but she was a very educated, very smart woman.
She was. She was on top of it. 2000. Do you remember the song Amazed?
Yes. We went and saw them at the Riley Center. Last year, year before when they were there?
Yeah, they don't look
so
like that,
good.
do they?
That's. Well, they're not as young as they were.
Yeah, that's what I was
They're not
getting
as
at.
young as they were, but they still look basically, pretty much the same. But that song, I was waiting to hear that song the whole show because I love that song.
Was that the ending song?
It was the last song they sung.
Their biggest hit.
Yeah.
And it topped both charts, the pop and the country acts there. Number one. Met them a few times, of course. If you'll remember, that's what started the controversy back in the day. John Rich, Save a Horse, Save a Cowboy. He was the lead singer of them. They got their record deal and fired him the day before. He ain't never forgot it. John's a pretty good old boy. I like him. Met him several times. It was 2005 that one of your best buds would get out of jail today. She would later come back, write some books about her time in the pen. How did she end up in jail? Martha got out today.
I think they just made an example of her, don't you think?
She did.
Yeah.
One of the few celebrities that there's ever been a example made of.
But I just have this picture of her in jail, like showing
Knitting?
the other inmate how to fold her sheet or something. Or like going through the line to get her food and going, what ingredients does this have in it? Or,
And it would lead
Giving them
her
tips.
time in jail where she wanted to hang out with a guy named Snoop Dogg. She's got her own television show, Learning How to Cook with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that's a hit.
I know it is. I think they're best buds. I don't know.
He And then we saw that picture of him at the Super Bowl not long ago partaking of stuff that's illegal in the state of Mississippi.
Huh.
One of the most beautiful women that ever walked this earth. What a singer, a Christian, a good girl, would lose her life, and we all watched it day by day as her husband photographed it, videoed it, so that her children would know who she was.
Yes.
We lost Joey on this date back in 2016. That has been 6 years ago.
I know, and that is the sweetest, I guess you'd call it a love story between those two. And I mean, they lived a pretty much basic life. They lived on a farm, and just a sweet story. And she seemed like a sweet girl just from what I'd seen. Very talented. Of
course, they were good friends with Naomi Judd. And of course, they won a talent show. He would go on to her husband to write Blake Shelton's Some Beach. He's written that, and a lot of other songs. You would know them as a couple where they got their first hit that was called Cheater, Cheater. Where'd you meet that white trash blank? Fill in the blank. A great song.
But, you know, when she passed away, she left behind a young daughter. And I think now he's raising, you know,
he's still got
girl.
a blog.
Yeah, I'm a member of that. And I'll see pictures of the little girl and stuff. And she's growing up so fast. And
his name is Rory. Still wears his overalls. He ain't changed a bit.
That's right.
Great guy. This one shocked me when we lost this guy. You would know him from 90210. The rest of us that would come around and go, I kind of like that guy, is after he played the part of 8 Seconds. As we lost Luke Perry on the state back in 19. That just seems so...
That was very shocking when that happened. I mean, that's so unexpected. But now I do remember watching him as Lane Frost when they was on 8 Seconds. Went to the movies to see that.
It was a great movie. And he was a good actor. I even saw him while I was forced to watch the Love Channel. What's that TV channel? The Hallmark channel. Hallmark. He's done a Hallmark movie there. It's pretty good. I got to give him credit. He hung right in there, and I liked it.
Yeah.
So that's a few of the things there. Let's talk about Godwin. And we talk about cleaning and making your home look good. That's what they're there for, whether it's your home or your business, and planning it out. Get on a schedule to where you don't have to worry about what your house looks like anymore. They'll take care of this day after day, put you on a quarterly program, maybe twice a year, whichever works best for you to keep your place looking clean. From, all these metal buildings and roofs, putting it back to the way it was. And of course, they can remove rust as well. Sidewalks is one of the most common things. Whether there's a house or a business, they can look bad. They'll get that soft pressure washer out there and clean it up and go from that to this.
Just like me.
It is. That's big time.
It is.
As we look at how the paint makes a difference there, how clean it looks. Of course, that's mildew up there. All gone now.
Yeah, a lot of people would think they just need to replace the whole roof, but that's not the case. You can just call Godwin and they'll clean it up for you.
Sure will. Another roof to look at there, from slate, shingle, asphalt. They do all of those, including, any concrete that you got there. From your chimneys, that rust that pours down and makes them look bad, to, just making it look better. Call them today. They'll help you out there. 601-253-8262. Godwin Cleaning Services. See them.
It happened so fast. I didn't even see that person behind me. I said, I need to call Richard Swartz. Once I made that one call, they began working for me. They are going to make sure you get what you deserve.
One call, that's all.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
See Chuck today, and he'll help you out there. I was looking, I've got it here in just a second. I wanted to make sure I pulled it up. We lost, here we go, the Wings actress that passed away at the age of 54. We got the news yesterday. And I thought at first it was going to be the main character, but it was the girl. And as we go to people, this is the girl here. She was the airplane pilot.
Yes.
Or the helicopter pilot from the show. Wings was really big back in the day.
I used to watch it all the time. And the two brothers ran the airport. That's what it was about.
I've never seen any of these characters in a show since.
See, I've seen them, but I can't recall what the name of the shows are. But I've seen them.
Monk, he got the show after that, the curly-headed guy. But there you go. But we lost her, and she died of cancer. It was a horrible death. We feel for her and her family there as we look at that.
Yeah.
Other things that are going on across America today. Let's see here. And I have mixed feelings on this. You see something. There's a UFC fighter that's been arrested. He shot his gun at somebody. He didn't kill him, but he was shooting at a child molester. He took things into his own hands, and he's in trouble over it there. But it was a relative that had done something to a child, and he went after him. He's been arrested. No telling how this will end up. I can't pronounce his last name. Cain Valsuez, maybe is his name. I'm close, but he's been arrested in connection with this. In his opinion, he thought he was doing the right thing. There are laws you can't break. But do we understand when somebody hurts a child that you lose your temper and want to?
Oh, yeah. They need to be, definitely
held accountable for their actions.
Done to them, but I don't think taking matters in your own hands is probably not a good thing.
It's not.
Definitely not.
There was a huge explosion yesterday in D.C. As we dig more into this, it was an apartment complex, injured 10 people. 3 of them are critical this morning. As we look at this,
Goodness.
Right there is what happened there in D.C. A whole apartment complex went up. That could have been worse.
Yeah.
But if you watch the video to this, it starts out, and I'm assuming it had something to do with a gas fire, and it went like that. And that's normally a gas fire. D.C. there. It's a wonder that lots of people didn't lose their life like that in Miami.
Right.
Let's see here. Tempers across America. You never know who you're running into when you drive down an American highway, who you're bumping into. But a lady got all upset over a bumper sticker. Now, why would a bumper sticker make you mad?
Yeah.
Well, it made her so mad that she pulled a gun on him.
Said it was a pro-vaccine bumper sticker that they were mad about, but
She pulls a gun on him.
it's crazy to pull a gun on somebody over a bumper sticker.
I cannot.
Maybe she didn't have her right mind.
Something's wrong. Something is wrong. She'll probably dealt with. And this, where do you go with this next headline here to where underage children torture somebody else?
Yeah, that's real disturbing right there.
Well, kind of like the Buddy case there where an animal was tortured. This goes to 2 12-year-old girls are arrested for torturing another 12-year-old girl with cigarettes. They would hold her down and burn her. They've been arrested.
Shaved part of her head. I mean, oh my God.
It was a sleepover. How do you feel about that?
It sat on her until she couldn't breathe. Yeah, these 2 girls need to be evaluated for sure.
Big time. You see, and all this stuff is wiped away when you turn 18, or is it 21, whatever the case is, 18 or 21, where anything you've done in the past is not held accountable. But sometimes these are warning signs of what's coming.
Yeah, they'll become adults who are unstable and possibly hurt somebody.
We saw where the Texas governor was going to start investigating anybody that dealt with a transgender on underage children. Well, they started it yesterday, and a Texas judge has blocked them from investigating. We'll see who wins in court over this. That's it. That's what's going on there. Biden is all against it. He's tearing into Texas for passing this to where he says it's weaponized child services. Either you're for or against this one. It's a hot topic in Texas right now. And it's going to be a heated governor race. That guy that said, I want to take your AR-15 and cussed, if you remember, Albedo, what's his name?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. I can't remember his name, but he got a lot of votes last time when he ran for governor. He's going for it again. You definitely don't want him as your governor of Texas. Things would be big time changing it. But he got more votes than you can think of. We'll see what happens when it comes to this year. As we look at New York, they said Eric, after he got elected, that he was going to cut down on this subway crime that's going on. He passed a bunch of things, increased supposedly enforcement. Crime is up 200% on subways since he done this. 200%. Yeah. O'Rourke. That's how you say it.
Okay.
Is it Beto O'Rourke? Yeah, that's his name.
Okay. I wasn't familiar with him.
And he says, dang right, I want to take your AR-15. He tried to run for president. People didn't like him for that either. But he got real close running an election. This time he's shooting for governor. Y'all watch that. Beto. Yeah, me and him don't believe in the same things.
Yeah.
without a doubt. Let's see. Do you believe that Biden works out every day?
No.
That's what they're telling us from the White House this morning, that he's in great mental health and that he exercises every day before he heads off to the White House.
I don't believe that. Sorry.
And then we heard crickets.
Yeah.
Just say that's what they were.
I don't know. I mean, he could lift a little weight or something but that has nothing to
I
do.
lift bananas every day.
I don't
That
see
doesn't make
that,
me.
Well, obviously it ain't working, okay? You can lift all the weights you want to. It's not working with your mental capacity.
But they say great mental and physical health. They're trying to convince you that something's not odd going on there at the White House because of this war thing. They were really ramping up to get rid of him before. They kind of stuck with him for the time being.
Did you see, if anybody watched the speech the other night, did you see where he was talking about the wall being able to block out the vaccine and didn't make any sense? He started rambling right there. I thought, okay, he's gone. He's gone right there.
And more is coming out about Nancy, the distractions that she was doing. They were saying possibly, and I don't know this, but this is just what headlines I see, that maybe she had partaken of maybe a drink or so with something mixed in with her orange juice before she sat out.
I think
that can't be proved.
Right. I think they had a copy of the speech. They had really drilled him on this speech. And of course he was reading a teleprompter, I'm sure. But I think they wanted him to follow along with the speech word for word, and he got off in left field a couple of times, and I think she thought he was fixing to say something that would pertain to her getting up and clapping, and he didn't go in that direction. So she looked crazy, when she stood up she went to clap, and then she started, rubbing her. Somebody said they thought she was breaking out into a dance. I don't know. It was a couple of different odd
Maybe
moments.
she wanted to sing that song, In the Navy.
Yeah, maybe so.
Somebody brought that up. I forgot the Village People saying that. Appreciate that. I didn't know this, but they've been cut through the wall. Have you seen this where the smugglers cut right through Trump's wall? Some big sawzalls. Oh, yeah, it'd be because we don't have enough people to walk the border anymore. Lack of police is what's going on down there.
They could put a little electricity on that.
Well, it would zap somebody.
Yeah.
You learn young
that problem
if you work on a farm not to bump one of those quickly.
It kicks you back a few feet.
It does. More coming up with Scotty Ray and Candace. Good morning to you. We hope you're feeling well.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville has these great savings this week. Mississippi sweet potatoes, 69 cents a pound. Florida strawberries, $2.99. Heinz squeezable ketchup, 32 ounce, $3.49. Skippy peanut butter, 16.3 ounce, 2 for $5. Baby back ribs, $5.99 a pound. And certified Angus beef top sirloin steak, $7.49 a pound.
When we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
No matter what hat you wear, if you're hurt on the job, you're gonna need me. We've helped thousands of our injured clients get their medical bills paid and recover lost wages. And we're ready to help do the same for you today. One call, that's all.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. As we just glance around at these headlines of that $1 million is offered on Putin, I doubt anything will happen with that as we dig further into that. Bill Barr making some headlines again. There is no love lost between him and Trump.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
He
a little
said,
bitterness, maybe.
Yeah, he says he was fired the moment that he went against Trump on the election. Who knows what really went on? But he was fired. We all do know that. Some other thing, the January 6th committee now going after Kimberly, do you pronounce her name, Guilfoyle? That used to be on Fox News, who was dating Don Jr.
I can't even pronounce that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are after her. She walked out of questioning now. They're subpoenaing all of her phone records and everything and dealing with her. They want something, and they're not going to give up. And they want it before the midterms is what they want. They want something they can walk around and hold up in the air. Let's see here. 3 House Republicans vote against bill supporting Ukraine during Putin's invasion because the U.S. border should be secured first and taking care of the American people. Only 3 voted for that. Everybody else is going, okay, we need to protect them, but they're trying to say America first. You can go over to whether there are only 3 that are doing that. A few headlines there out of Washington this morning. Let's go back and look at a few of these things. You've always been taught that if you've had too much to drink, to call a cab.
Right.
I think most people would do that. We go to Miami to where somebody done that. A young lady did. She does that on her way home. The driver pulls over and rapes her. And this goes, and it depends upon who you look at, who wrote the article. They wrote it. It's a taxi is what she had. She was raped.
Yeah, I was wondering what that a Lyft driver. I didn't know if that was like a Uber or if it was a taxi, actually.
It's a British person who wrote the article, and they called it a Lyft instead of a taxi. But that's what went on. They've been arrested, but what will happen to them?
Yeah.
Sometimes criminals repeat
scary.
crimes because, well, they're not punished the first time. And you've heard me say that before. That's nothing new.
To me, I think maybe everybody ought to go through some kind of a background check that it's going to be hard to do something like that.
They're ran through these. They are before they're given a job with somewhere they are. I don't know the answers to all of that. Let's see here. I don't even want to go there on that one. That was one of those. The Teacher of the Year is where we go next. And as we talked about this morning of teachers needing pay raises, we go to this story here that comes out of Indiana. He was named Teacher of the Year.
Yeah.
And I guess he had enough. He grabbed a student in the hall, shook him. They got it all on video. He's in all types of deep manure, I guess is the way to word this. We don't know what the kid done. You see the video where he grabs the backpack and he throws him over here. He's in all types of deep trouble. They probably want to take back his Teacher of the Year award.
Yeah. He grabbed him and slapped him for wearing his hoodie.
Yeah, in a classroom. But something else led up to all of that.
Yeah, it had to be another situation or something.
But nonetheless, you can't be doing that. They're going to cause a little stink over that for him. As the weekend comes, again, don't forget what we mentioned, the event that's going to be taking place downtown Meridian as we look at a few things there. The full moon is going to be happening beginning at 6 this weekend here. And here's the article of that if you want to go down for entertainment this weekend. It's going to be a lot to do. You'll be able to get out and enjoy yourself.
That's right.
Summertime.
Full moon on 5th, and they're going to have food and music, entertainment. So sounds like a fun thing to go see.
So do y'all go out and do any of the Bonita? Do y'all go out there and walk, picnics, do any of that type of stuff?
I used to go walk out there. I didn't.
I've heard of a few walkers being chased. Is it by the ducks that's out there?
The geese.
The geese.
The geese can be, a little alarming at times. Don't ever make the mistake of giving them any kind of a morsel of food because they're going to all come after you.
You made that mistake?
Yeah, they can hiss at you. They make this hissing noise.
Well,
avoid them. They chased one of my kids one time. We went through the drive-thru at one of the restaurants and went out there to sit and eat. And she threw a French fry to one of them. Oh, look, Mama, they're so cute. Threw them a French fry. About that time, they all come after her. She was running and screaming. We're having to run from them.
My wife would love to give you a rooster that chases her from time to time. If you're in need of a rooster, she really wants to get rid of it.
You need to get that on video. He goes to chasing somebody.
He's pretty tough there.
Goodness.
So we're coming up at the top of the hour. And again, we'll be on top of everything that happens over the weekend. If you see something, we'd love to know about it. Tell us so we can tell others. And don't forget to visit us online, whether here at Facebook, you can join us at YouTube, and each day comment with us on television. The only place that you can do this. And also, don't forget, drop by and you can visit us on our online at Sam Media, SAMEDIA.network, and we put all the news stories that happen each day, so you're on top of this.
Okay.
We'll watch the weather conditions as they change as we head toward Monday as well. What's going to happen? We're at a level 2. South of us, when you get into the Laurel-Hattiesburg area, is a number 1. Yes. But we're at a 2.
So stay very alert and aware of what's going on. Maureen Files, I'm going to slip this in. She says a lift is an elevator in English.
I thought it had something to do with, they called it a lift as well in the news article there.
Mm-hmm. We hope y'all have a wonderful weekend and stay safe and enjoy the sunshine. It's going to be nice.
It will be. I wanted to mention Amazon's going to be closing some stores. They're shutting down their bookstores, and they're going to be switching those to some Whole Foods coming up in the next year. A lot of changes there with Amazon. Good. Still building that plant over in Jackson. We'll be back Monday. Thank y'all so much for being a part of this.
Thank you.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.